The stakes are extremely high in the fourth episode as Kendall, Shiv, and Roman deal with the fallout of Logan's death after the third episode's shocking revelation. To make sure the company is in the correct hands until it is sold off, they must, however, overcome their own challenges. As a result, everyone tries to get control, but only one will succeed and be named the new CEO of Waystar Royco. Last week, the announcement of Logan Roy's death was being made when the debate about who will have authority over the company's future. This week, it was a document found in Logan's personal safe. It's a piece of paper, particularly, with Kendall Roy's name on it as his chosen replacement. To emphasize, the name is highlighted in pencil. It might even be crossed out. The document serves as a significant statement of the founder's intentions. Or perhaps it's completely unimportant. Everything absolutely depends on the intentions of the person viewing it. Death cannot stop the elderly guy from cruelly torturing those who are closest to him. The document gives Logan a presence in the room that doesn't seem likely to go away anytime soon, even if they presumably would have done just fine coming apart on their own. Roman makes fun of Colin, saying that he wears jeans, has a child, and mysteriously seems to have a life apart from serving the Roys. However, there are certainly many purebred dogs wandering aimlessly around the Roys' $63 million Manhattan home and barking at one another. Colin will change jobs and return to his family, but the passengers on the plane and the children are stranded with no obvious way out and nothing to lead them but the hazy, maybe outdated wishes of the vile guy who is still in charge of their life. The same sycophantic happy birthday group that so infuriated Logan in the first episode of this season is sadly muttering sorry for your loss, while heaping canapes into their plates the day after Logan's death. Although Marcia's compliments to Connor's wife are about as crude as the show has ever gotten, Connor is happy to reach an agreement on a spit-shake deal for the house. But because Waystar's leadership problem must be resolved, much like having to swear the new president after an assassination, the same business-related urgency that bubbled beneath the sadness in the previous episode is there now. Since the board might theoretically accept anyone, there is competition on many levels between the youngsters and the plain people, Jerry, Carl, and Frank, as well as inside the two groups. The Gojo agreement will surely be finalized because everyone really likes it, so rest assured that this position is merely a temporary one until then. Through their shared sadness and desire to prevent the Keystone people in Logan's inner circle from seizing control of Waystar, Kendall, Roman, and Shiv have maintained their partnership. The fact that the three characters in honeymoon states do not agree on Jared Mencken, the candidate who may win the presidency, serves as an early reminder that an election is just around the corner, which a conservative network like ATN would have to process. Shiv still finds his smirky autocratic face repulsive, but Kendall believes it's in their best interest to have a relationship. Therefore, it seems improbable that they could guide this creaking old legacy media ship into some hypothetically cool, hip 21st century firm since they are already at odds with one another regarding this vital political moment. They are still engaged in the practice of upsetting elderly people and separating them from their grandchildren. Prior to the business portion of the show, the wake is interpreted by the unfortunate people who knew the man by the solemn eulogies that Logan's tabloids and political supporters have prepared for him. Even though the youngsters are on the point of falling apart, they make a hilarious comedy team when reading the obituaries. The phrase, well-connected, which the three say is code for pedophile, makes them laugh out loud until Kendall jokes that his father wouldn't even hug his grandkids. He may end up benefiting from the time after all. Kendall returns to the piece of paper with his name on it, just as the board is set to convene to discuss choosing an interim head, and insists they take advantage of this opportunity to maintain Waystar under family ownership. Roman feels that Kendall shouldn't be the only candidate because he was closer to Logan. Thus, in an astonishingly short period of time, Kendall and Roman bully Shiv into cooperating with them as a leadership team that keeps her on the inside, which is really a promise and by no means a position. Shiv appears very angry as she exits the meeting, where the board has authorized the Kendall and Roman team, seeing too late that she has given authority to brothers she has no reason to trust despite their affection for one another. We are reminded of the episode's major revelation that she is pregnant when Shiv falls down a flight of stairs. She rejects Tom's considerate attempt to assist her in getting up, but for how much longer? She feels excluded and pushed out of the business, despite the fact that this child is an actual offspring of their marriage and was formerly a highly contested matter. Those are Wamskin's territory. Roman and Kendall are the dogs who have captured the car in the meantime. They must begin making serious, challenging, and significant decisions about the ongoing and long-term operations of a sizable media empire as Carolina leads them inside their father's office, a sacred space so foreign to them that they were unaware he enjoyed Sudoku. Such screw-ups and dipshits. It's comparable to the iconic ending of The Graduate, in which Dustin Hoffman interrupts Catherine Ross' wedding to some square before the two of them board a bus to escape the chaotic scene. The thrill of the moment begins to wear off as they move towards their future together, and a worried expression appears on their faces. Now what? Roman jokes that Carrie is in Marcia's trunk, inside a sarcophagus, but Marcia's actual treatment of Carrie is no less horrifying. Even Roman thinks Marcia has gone too far when she clumsily stuffs a bag full of Carrie's belongings and scoots her out the back like trash. Roman, who not long ago made some extremely harsh remarks regarding Carrie's hushed phone voice. Tom's redemption tour tickets were also not purchased by Jerry. Oh, you're sick with grief? Put down the fish taco if you can. Your sorrow is spreading all over the place. The tense conversation about losing the piece of paper off the plane is hilariously ham-fisted. When Ron Petkus shows up to pay tribute, Tom also has the opportunity to gush about Logan's legacy. A debate of Logan's art purchase feels excruciatingly relevant to the billions of assets in existence today. Beautiful scene showing Frank comforting Kendall. For whatever reason, possibly because they are experiencing the same wrath, the two have been close. In this episode, the Roy kids take a break from their grieving and plotting to poke fun at regular people twice, first with jokes about Colin and then Willa's mother. A deadly conclusion with Kendall changing his mind on how the PR team should portray their relationship. He takes another look at the cell phone image of his name crossed out on his father's piece of paper. He coerces Hugo into helping him advance by defaming his father in the press. Their conflict rages on,